Once again, I welcome on the class of geotechnical engineering. So in the last class, I have discussed about the what is relative compaction. So relative compaction is the ratio of dry density in the field to the maximum dry density in the laboratory into 100. And after that, I have discussed the various factor that affects the compaction. So we have seen that the various factor like water content, and then compactive effort, and then type of soil. And we have also discussed in the water content that the lubrication theory, and the second one is the compactive effort. Higher the compactive effort, greater will be the maximum dry density, and lesser will be the optimum moisture content. And in types of soil, so we have discussed the dry side of optimum and wet side of optimum. In dry side of optimum, the structure of the soil is flocculated, and in wet side of the optimum, the structure of the soil is dispersed. Similarly, we have discussed that the in dry side of optimum, the coefficient of permeability is more as compared to the wet side of optimum. And similarly, we have seen that the pore water pressure is less in the dry side of optimum as compared to the wet side of optimum, and effective stress will be more on the dry side of optimum and less in the wet side of optimum. And similarly, shear strength will be more on the dry side of optimum as compared to the wet side of optimum. Similarly, compressibility will be less on the dry side of optimum and more will be the on the wet side of optimum. And we have also seen the stress strain curve of the dry side of optimum and wet side of optimum, and the Young's modulus of elasticity on the dry side of optimum is more as compared to the wet side of optimum. Similarly, swelling is more on the dry side of optimum as compared to the wet side of optimum, and shrinkage behavior is less in the dry side of optimum and more will be on the wet side of optimum. So today I will discuss the various field method of compaction. So let us start about the selection of compaction water content. So generally the various project, and we generally which type of which side is generally we prefer. So in the core of an earth dam, we prefer the weight of optimum, and due to the to reduce the permeability and prevent cracking in case. So we know that the permeability is less in the wet side of optimum, and our main motto to reduce the permeability on the core of an earth dam. So generally we prefer the wet side of optimum. Similarly, homogeneous earthen dam. So in homogeneous earthen dam, generally we prefer the dry side of optimum, because the main issue is to prevent the prevent or to the less pore water pressure. So here the reason to have a stronger soil and to prevent build up high pore water pressure, and the strength lesser will be the pore water pressure, greater will be the effective stress, and greater will be the strength. So generally we prefer on the homogeneous earthen dam and dry side of optimum. Similarly, subgrade of pavement. So generally we prefer the wet side of optimum, because the volume change to limit the volume change. So these are the various fill method of compaction, and the various equipments in use like rammer or tamper, smooth wheel roller, and after that pneumatic tire and 6-foot roller. So the first equipment that is used in the field to compact the soil, that is rammer or tamper. So in rammer or tamper, generally the manually it will be done by just putting there is a hammer of weight 2 to 3 ton, and height of fall is 2 meter. With the help of that, we generally compact the soil, and this is suitable for all types of soil. And this type of equipment is generally preferred where confined areas such as fill behind retaining wall and basement wall. Similarly, the another type, that is the smooth wheel roller. So in smooth this type of roller is generally used for the crushed rock, gravel, and sands, and generally we see that the this type of roller preferred in the road construction work. The third one is that is the pneumatic tire roller. So this type of roller is generally used in gravel, for gravel and sand, and this type of roller is generally preferred in the area for the compaction of base, sub base, and embankment compaction for highways. And the fourth one is that is 6-foot roller. So this type of roller is suitable for the clay soil, and this type of roller is generally preferred for the core of earth dam. And the another type of roller, that is the vibratory roller, and this vibratory roller is suitable for the sand, and this is used for the embankment of oil storage tank. So the various equipments, we can see that this is the rammer or tamper. So this type of equipment is used in the confined area, like behind the retaining wall and retaining structure. So here we can see that there is a hammer of weight of 2 to 3 ton, and it will be fall from a height of 2 meters, and it will compact due to the compactive energy. It will compact the soil at the confined area. Similarly, this is the smooth build roller, and another type of roller, we can see that this type of a pneumatic tad. So this tire is pneumatic tad roller or rubber wheel, also named as rubber wheel. So this type of roller is known as pneumatic tad roller, and this is the ship's foot roller. And due to this, we can see that due to the kneading action, we can see that this type of roller is very much suitable for the cohesive soil. And this is the vibratory roller. So let us take few problems based on the compactions. So the first question, this question is asked in Indian Forest Services 2003. So the figure below shows result of laboratory compaction test. So calculate, and this is the compaction curve is given, and we can see that for this we have to find the void ratio at ABCD point. ABCD, we have to compute the void ratio, and in the second part we have to find the degree of saturation at point A, B, C and D. So here we can see that the at the dry density of 16.5 kilonewton per meter cube, the water content is 12%, and at the same density the water content is 18%. And so we can, this is the equation of zero air void line, or it is also called 100% saturation line, means the degree of saturation will be 100. So if I compute the void ratio at A or B, so the dry density is equal to gamma D divided by gamma D is equal to G gamma W divided by 1 plus E. With the help of that, we can compute the void ratio. So first part, void ratio at A and B. So we can see here at A and B, the dry density is given. Dry density is 16.5 kilonewton per meter cube. So we can write gamma D is equal to G gamma W divided by 1 plus E. So 16.5 is equal to 2.7 into 9.81 divided by 1 plus E. So we can compute void ratio is equal to 2.7 into 9.81 divided by 16.5 minus 1. So it is coming 0.61. So the void ratio at point A and point B will be 0.61. So we can write EA is equal to EB is equal to 0.61. Similarly, if I see the compaction curve, so at point C, our degree of saturation is 100% and the dry density is 16.5. So we can write at point C, at point C, gamma sat is equal to G plus E divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. And this is the saturation line, so the density is given 16.5. So 16.5 is equal to 2.7 plus EC divided by 1 plus EC into 9.81. So if I compute the value of EC, so it will be 16.5 divided by 9.81. So it is coming 1.68. So 1.68 plus 1.68 EC is equal to 2.7 plus EC. So it will be 0.68. EC is equal to 2.7 minus 1.68. So it is 1.02. 1.02. So EC is equal to 1.02 divided by 68, so it is coming 1.5. So the void ratio at C is 1.5. Similarly, here we can compute the void ratio. So the at the moisture content is 18%, and so we can write and this is also so we can write E into S is equal to W into G. So here at point D we can compute at point D at point D we can write the equation that is E into S is equal to W into G, or the point D is at 0% air void line or 100% saturation line, means S is equal to unity, and the water content is given. Water content is 18%, so it will be 0.18 into 2.7 divided by 1, so it will be 0.18 into 2.7, so it is 0.486. 0.486. So the void ratio at D is 0.486. Similarly, we can compute in the second part, that is the degree of saturation at A, B, C and D. So at A, we know the value of water content, and we have already computed the void ratio. So by putting the ES is equal to W into G, we can compute the degree of saturation. So second part, degree of saturation. So the degree of saturation at point A and point B, point C and point D we have to find. So we have already know the value of degree of water content at point A and at point B, and we have already computed the void ratio at point A and point B. So by the formula ES is equal to W into G, we can compute the value of degree of saturation. So at point A, we have the void ratio at point A we have already computed, that is 0.61. so the void ratio at A is 0.61. so we know the EA into SA is equal to WA into G. So here we can compute the degree of saturation, that is water content at point A is given 12%, so it will be 0.12 into 2.7 divided by 0.61. so it will be the void ratio at point A is 0.12 into 2.7 divided by 0.61. so it is coming 0.53, or we can write 53.11%. 0.5311, or we can write 53.11%. Similarly, at point B we can compute the degree of saturation. So at point B, so the void ratio at point B is same as point A, that is 0.61, but the water content at point B is we can see from the compaction curve, that is 18%, so it will be 18%. so we can once again, if I apply the formula ES is equal to W into G, so EB into degree of saturation at B is equal to water content at B into specific gravity of solid. So we can write degree of saturation at B is equal to water content is 0.18 into 2.7 divided by 0.61. so it is 0.18 into 2.7, so the value is 0.7967. so if I write in the percentage, so degree of saturation at point B is 79.67%. Similarly, if I talk about the degree of saturation at point C and D, so as I told you, the zero air void line and 100% saturation line are same, means at point C, D the degree of saturation will be 100%. so at point C and D, degree of saturation is 100%. Let us take the another problem, that is a cohesive soil yields a maximum dry density of 1.8 gram per cc at an optimum moisture content of 16% during a standard Proctor test. If the value of specific gravity is 2.65, so what is the degree of saturation? And in the second part we have to find the maximum dry density. It can be further compacted too. So it is given from the compaction curve. So if I draw the compaction curve, so this is the dry density in gram per cc and the moisture content in percentage. So if I draw the compaction curve, so this is the compaction curve and maximum dry density is coming 1.8 and optimum moisture content is given, that is 16%, and the specific gravity of solid is given 2.65. so what is the degree of saturation? So we can write gamma d max is equal to g gamma w divided by 1 plus E, or we can write here g gamma w divided by 1 plus w into g divided by s. So gamma d max is given, it is 1.8 gram per cc. So 1.8 is equal to specific gravity of solid is 2.65 into unit weight of water in gram per cc is unity divided by 1 plus wg by s. So here if I write 1 plus wg by s is equal to 2.6 divided by 1.8, 2.65 divided by 1.8, so it is coming 1.47, 1.472. so if I compute the value of degree of saturation, so it will be degree of saturation is equal to w into g divided by 1 minus 1 1.1 minus 1.472 minus 1. So if I write the value of degree of saturation, that is wg divided by 1 minus 1.472 minus 1, so it will be 0.472, and the water content, that is the optimum moisture content, is 16%, so it will be 0.16 into 2.65 divided by 0.472. so the degree of saturation we can write 0.16 into 2.65 divided by 0.472, so it is coming 89.83, 0.8983. so if I write in percentage, so it will be 89.83%. so first part we have to find the degree of saturation. In the second part it is asking that what is the maximum dry density it can be further compacted. So if I further compacted this soil, so the maximum dry density achieved, that is the theoretical density. So if I write theoretical density, and we know that the theoretical density or maximum dry density is the maximum dry density for a given water content when the degree of saturation is 100%. so it will be g gamma w divided by 1 plus w into g, 2.65 into 1 divided by 1 plus water content is 0.16, so 0.16 into 2.65, so the theoretical density will be 2.65 divided by 1 plus 0.16 into 2.65, so it is 1.86 gram per cc. So let us take the another problem. For conducting an Indian standard light compaction test, the weight of hammer that is denoted in P, and the weight of height of fall is in Q, and the number of blows per layer R, and the number of layer S required are respectively. So your options are for option A it will be weight of hammer is 5.89 and height of fall is 550, number of blows 50, and number of layer 3. So in no cases we have seen that the number of blows is 50, and so this option is not correct. Similarly, the number we have seen that the number of blows is 25 and the number of layer is either 3 or 5. So let us take the value of the different test we have done. That is, the first one is standard Proctor test. Standard Proctor test. So in case of standard Proctor test, we have taken the volume of mold is 944 cc cubic centimeter. Weight of hammer is 5.5 pound. So if I convert in kg to 1 pound is 0.454 kg. Similarly, height of fall is 12 inch and the number of blows is 25 and number of layer is 3. Similarly, in case of modified Proctor test, modified Proctor test. So in case of modified Proctor test, the volume is same 944 cc. Weight of hammer is 10 pound and the height of fall is 18 inch. Means the compactive effort has increased as compared to the standard Proctor test. So the maximum dry density achieved in modified Proctor test is more as compared to the maximum dry density achieved by the standard Proctor test. And the number of blows is 25, but the number of layer is increased to 5. Similarly, the third test, that is the Indian standard light compaction test. Compaction test. So the weight, the volume is 1000 cc. Weight of hammer is 2.6 kg. Height of fall is 310 mm. Number of blows is 25 and the number of layer is 3. Similarly, Indian standard heavy compaction test. Heavy compaction test. So the volume is 1000 cc and the weight of hammer is 4.9 kg. Height of fall is 450 mm and the number of blows is 25 and number of layer is 5. So we can see that for Indian standard light, so the D option is correct. Let us take the another problem. So soil is compacted at which one of the following when a higher compactive effort produces highest increase in dry density. So we have already discussed that in the dry side of optimum our dry density will be maximum, our compactive effort will be maximum as compared to the wet side of optimum, strength will be more. So it will be the dry side of optimum as compared to the wet side of optimum. So if I once again if I make the recall you the what will be the various parameter we have discussed on the dry side of optimum and wet side of optimum. So this is the dry density versus the moisture content and this is the our compaction curve. This value is OMC. This side was the dry side of optimum and this side is wet side of optimum. Here the structure was dispersed structure and in this side we have seen that the flocculated structure. Similarly, we have seen that the coefficient of permeability will be permeability is more on the dry side of optimum and on the wet side of optimum it is less. Similarly, the pore water pressure is less and pore water pressure is high. Effective stress will be more, effective stress will be less. Shear strength of the soil will be high, shear strength of the soil will be low. Young's modulus of elasticity is more, Young's modulus of elasticity is less. Similarly, if I talk about the swelling, so swelling behavior on the dry side of optimum is high and swelling behavior, swelling is low. Similarly, if I talk about the shrinkage, so shrinkage will be less and shrinkage will be high. Similarly, the compressibility is less and compressibility will be more on the wet side of optimum. So the option B is correct. That is the higher compactive effort will be achieved on the dry side of optimum as compared to the wet side of optimum. Another question, that is match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below the list. In the list 1, the various equipments that is used in the field to compact the soil, and in the list 2 the suitability of the suitability of the soil. So this is the smooth wheel roller, ship's foot roller, pneumatic tad roller, and rammers. So as I already discussed, that rammer or tamper is generally used for the confined area. So if we see that for the rammer or tamper, so used for the confined soil in confined places. So the this will be D. For D it will be, the correct answer is 3. Similarly, we can see that for a sheep foot roller, so it is suitable for the clay soil. So for the sheep foot, that is suitable for the most suitable for compactive cohesive soil. So similarly for the smooth wheel roller, so this is suitable for the granular soil. So most suitable for compacting compacting the granular soil. So it will be A. If I see the option, so for the, if I match, so A, B, C and D. So we have already seen that D it will be 3. So D 3. Similarly for A it will be 2, and B for B, so B is a sheep foot roller. So that is suitable for the cohesive soil. So for the B it will be, correct answer match is 1. And similarly if I see the pneumatic tad roller, so it can be used for both cohesive and non-cohesive soil, so it will be 4. So C, the correct match is 4. So if I match the, so it will be the B option is correct, 2 1 4 3. So 2 1 4 3. Similarly, another question, that is the consider the following: increase in shear strength and bearing capacity, increase in slope stability, decrease in settlement, and decrease in permeability. Which one of the following with respect to compaction of soil is or are correct? So we have in the first class I have discussed the various aim of the compaction, that is, so what is compaction? So when we apply load on the soil, uh, then due to expulsion of pore air, there is a reduction in the volume of soil, and then this phenomena is called compaction. And various aim there, that it will increase the shear strength and bearing capacity, increase slope stability, and decrease the settlement, and decrease the permeability. So all options are correct, that is 1 2 3 4. So the purpose of these are the various purpose of the compaction we have already discussed.